Students, this is a class for BA Part 1st, English Literature. We will be studying a literary term, alliteration. I am your English teacher, Dr. Anil Dadhij, and alliteration is a literary term and it is one of the most important figures of speech also. M.H. Abrams has defined alliteration as alliteration is the repetition of speech sounds in sequence, either at the beginning of a word or of a stressed syllable within a word. So you can see when you read a poetic line, there may be 10 syllables if it is a pentameter. Every initial consonantal sound, if this initial consonantal sound is repeated once, twice, or thrice in the line, then it will be an example of alliteration. So let us read the definition once again. Alliteration is the repetition, पुनरावृत्ति किसकी, of speech sound, किसी भी एक ध्वनि की, in sequence either at the beginning of a word, किसी भी शब्द की पहला जो word होता है उसका repetition, or of a stressed syllable within a word. The term is usually applied only to consonants. Consonants पे ही apply होगी. Alliteration is used for special stylistic sound effects. Alliteration is used for special stylistic sound effects only, such as to reinforce. इससे आप बल देते हैं, reinforce करते हैं किसको, to the meaning, to the link, to link related words. और इसमें एक और चीज़ होती है कि जो words related होते हैं एक दूसरे से, उसमें repetition of sound जो है वो link करता है, or to create a special atmosphere. That repeated sound sometimes creates a special atmosphere. It may be a musical kind of atmosphere or it may be a jarring kind of atmosphere, but it is to create a special kind of atmosphere, right? Rhythm or sound. This is the definition of M.H. Abrams for literary term alliteration. Now let us see the example. An example is a repetition of the S sound, TH sound and W sounds in Shakespeare's sonnet went to the session of sweet silent thoughts. I have colored the repeating consonantal sounds in this stanza. The poem is in your course and you can understand this for example of alliteration. Went to the sessions of sweet silent thoughts. I summon up remembrance of things. I summon up remembrance of things past. I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woe, new wail my dear times waste. See, W is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. The W sound is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And you can see S sound is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And TH sound is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the stanza. So you can very well understand when a consonantal sound is repeated and when it is in the initial position of a word, then you can say it is an example of alliteration, right? We move forward. Thus, we can say alliteration is one of the figures of speech intended by the author to decorate or ornament his composition with a rhythmic pattern to give the lines a special kind of flow. One more thing is very important to note. We are talking about the repetition of consonantal sounds, but if there is a repetition of vowel sound, then it will be a figure of speech, but the name of that figure of speech or literary term will be different. What is that? When there is a repetition of identical or similar vowel sounds, especially in the stressed syllables, then the figure of speech or the literary term used is assonance. So sometimes it is asked what is the difference between assonance and alliteration. So you can say in alliteration there is a repetition of consonantal sounds, and in assonance there is a repetition of vowel sound. That's all for alliteration. Thank you very much.